exciting. I haven't posted in a while, but I decided that I wanted to do like a video about all the books I've read because I thought that's fun. This is kind of my whole entire personality. It's just all the books I've read. Oh, Jesus Christ. So this is my book collection, pretty much. This year on Goodreads, I just started reading this year, like professionally, not professionally, but like I was like, let's lock in. And I wanted to read about 30 books. Jesus Christ. I wanted to read about 30 books, and I did not get to that goal. I got like 27, I think, which is fine. That's fine with me. So let's talk about other books I have read this year. So, one of the first series I read this year, and thank you Claire for recommending this to me, is the ACOTAR series. Oh wow. Yeah, I picked that book up and I went, it can't be that good. Like, I'm not really into fantasy that much. Girl, I like, you know the ringing sound in your ears? It was like an explosion the first time I read the first page. I went, oh, okay. And suddenly I was locked in. I couldn't stop reading. The second I finished one of those books, I went to my mom and I said, we need to go to Barnes & Noble, and I need to get the second book. I need to get the third book. It was an obsession. It's so good. Like, it launches you into this world, and then you finish it, and you're like, what do I do? Probably my favorite book out of this series, and this is such a basic answer, is either the second book or probably The Court of Frost and Starlight. Everyone hates on that book because they're like, there's no point. I'm sorry. I won't spoil it for you, but if you know what happens at the end of Court of Wings and Ruin, I think we needed a break. Like, why are we hating? Kindness. We needed a little break where we saw them throwing snowballs. Whatever the hell they did. Like, y'all are haters. Another fantasy series I read this year is Fourth Wing. Oh girl. As this is embarrassing to admit, and I'm so sorry. I was like a How to Train Your Dragon kid. Now, I'm not like a weird kid or anything, but I do still kind of like, I'll read a book about dragons. What? You got a problem? This book is so good. Like, you're telling me that not only is it like How to Train Your Dragon, but like adult, it also has romance and drama. It's like my favorite book. The only thing, literally, this is a 4 stars on my Goodreads because for one reason, and one reason only. Why do they have so much miscommunication? Just talk. That's all you have to do. You just have to say, hey, I didn't like that you did that, instead of sulking there and being like, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. I'm not gonna talk to you. Another issue, what the living hell is wrong with you, Rebecca? What is this book? In a good way. It's just like you ended it terribly. I'm not gonna spoil it, in case you haven't read it. But like, what kind of ending is? I'm probably not even gonna be able to get on Storm for a while. Another series that I haven't finished, actually, I think there's another book, is Cool Prince. Don't sue me. And I know Claire's gonna sue me for this, but I actually don't like it. I'm a person who strictly reads romance. I know. Shoot me. Shoot me. But at some point, it took way too long. Like, this entire book, pretty much the only thing that really happened was him like slightly flirting with her. And don't get me wrong, some of the scenes of them I was like, oh! Because, you know, enemies to lovers is a classic trope, we love it. But it's just like, it took 2 whole books. And there's still more, nothing's happened. I skimmed through the last book. Another one, what's it called when it's just one book? A novel? Is Archer's Voice? My friend Ava read this. You saw her in the last video. She read it, and she doesn't read that much. And she was like, And I was taking her to Barnes & Noble, and I was like, come on, just pick one book. Come on, please get into reading. It's so good. And she went, fine, and I just handed her this book, so I was like, I think I've heard this is cute. And then she was reading it, and then she showed me some scenes, and I went, I want to read that. Oh, so I'm gonna read that now. Why is it the cutest book ever written? Like, this is adorable. Like, I cried multiple times. Like, it is so freaking cute. This is a 5 out of 5. Sorry, I should be telling you the ratings of my books. This is a freaking million out of 5. Cruel Prince is a 3.5 out of 5, and this is a 5 out of 5. Here's a DNF book. This one. The reappearance of Rachel Price. Now, let me tell you, I loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Like, that's a 5 out of 5. I can't remember if I read that this year or not, but that is a 5 out of 5. This, I couldn't finish it. I don't know if I was in a reading slump at the time. It probably is good if I were to finish it. I just didn't. It wasn't enticing. I shouldn't be sharing this on the internet that I read this. In fact, all the books that I've read on my Kindle, those were the books I couldn't get because I would be sued. Like, my family would be like, "Why are you reading that?" So this is Where's Molly? Because, guys, I know it's controversial. I did read Haunting Adeline. I'm not gonna say my opinion on it because I don't want to get canceled, but yeah, it was a bit scary. And then I saw this, and I went, oh, it's like a little, whatever, little tiny one. It includes Sade and Adeline in it, so I was like, okay. I dabble in this type of genre. I dabble. I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying I dabble in it, and I'm aware. Honey, you should not be reading these right now. You're in high school. That's not the time. Anyways, this book, sue me, 5 out of 5. I'm gonna get canceled. Oh my god. Let me show you one of the sadder books I read. Girl in Pieces. I cried. I sobbed my eyes out. Like, this is a book that is cry-worthy. I was like, it's beautiful. I felt moved. 5 out of 5. Also, this is really random, but I read The Secret Garden. I actually have an entire section down here, you can probably see it, of just books that I thrifted because I thought they sounded cute, and I have yet to read those. That's gonna be a huge time to read them, but those are like non-romance books. And this was good. Like, low-key, this is a cute book to read. I liked it. Yes. I picked it up because I read it, and I went, is this romance or not? And I picked it up and I went, well, if it isn't, then I guess it'll be a really good thriller. Oh, it wasn't romance. Oh. Every time my friends come over and I show them my book collection, I always show them this one and I go, I'm so sorry. Because I highlight things and they'll go through and look, and they'll see this one highlight and they'll go, what are you reading? And I go, I don't know. It's like it's such a small author that she literally signed this book. Like, she signed the book. So really, I think it's like not that popular book. I got it from like a little bookstore in my downtown, and I was traumatized. I honestly don't like it. Honestly, it went into detail a little too much about some topics that I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, if you really like creepy thrillers that are like, it wasn't creepy. It was, but not in like a scary like horror movie way. It was just like, oh, I'm traumatized. The plot twist at the end though, that was an insane plot twist. There's like 3 POVs and they all clash together at the end, and you just go, oh, isn't that wonderful? I picked this book called Credence, at Barnes & Noble because I heard about it. I heard it was good. I didn't look at anything else. I read it. What in the hell do you mean that they are? What the hell do you mean? You're telling me she goes to her uncle's cabin because her parents died, I think. She decides to... all of them? Now, they are like step-uncle, so technically not blood-related, but that doesn't really make it better, does it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm horrified. Mortified. When I read this, I think I was in the middle of class, I'm reading this, and suddenly it just goes, like, the uncle and her in the middle of the wood. Like, 3 out of 5. Just because I liked the setting, and it wasn't like terrible writing, it was just like... I don't actually remember when I read this. It's called Tilly and Technicolor by... I can't read cursive. It's by somebody. It was actually so cute. It's about 2 neurodivergent people falling in love, and it's really cute. Excited. Why don't we read a Color Hoover book? Can't be that bad. Okay. You fall in love with the teacher. Not like I think it was like a student teacher. He was like a little bit. I hope you know that if you're a Colleen Hoover lover, there's the door. You can go. I don't like you. I don't like Colleen Hoover. I don't like anything about her. You can go die. That's harsh. I just don't like the fact that she wrote a book and it literally took her some balls. Like, where are you? A number 1 selling book, and that's what it talks about. And like, this was just weird. This was like credits. Like, stop it. Stop it. It was just... I don't like Colleen Hoover. I don't like the fact that she made a book called This Ends With Us that's about, like, abuse, and then she goes and makes a movie about it, and she barely advertises any help for people to actually go through that. She's like, bring your florals. And then she I think there's, like, a thing where she's suing the guy who acted in the movie with her because apparently... Well, actually, I don't know if it was Colleen Hoover. I think it's the actor that worked with her. Because apparently he raped her on set. If you actually look into that man, this is the first time I ever defended a man. He's like a feminist. I don't know, like, well, I don't know if he's feminist, but like, he really is supportive of women's rights. So it's like, yeah. Now, I have an entire book card over here because I decided to make it cute. So let me show you this. Can you see this? Oh, that's my arm. See? Little book card. Isn't that cute? We'll start with this. The Striker. I love Anna Hong. I don't know how to say your last name, I'm sorry. I love her books. I read the Twisted series. Oh, I was actually in love with all of them. Okay. But this, I, like, 5 out of 5 on my Goodreads. I've been forgetting to rate things. I'll put them on the screen. Okay, that's a leaf. This book was so good. Like, Anna Hong's books are always good. Like, let's be real. This series, I read this book in 1 day. I've never done that. 1 day. And I realized it's not that many pages. 1 day. I was like up till 12 reading this because I couldn't put it down. And I finished Unravel Me, but now I have to read Ignite Me. I haven't finished the series yet. Oh my god. This is like a dystopian novel. Aaron Warner? I love you. I spoiled it for myself, so I know he's a good guy. But, oh my god. Like, every time I read about him or he comes on the page, I go, oh. I think I think I'm gonna giggle a little bit. Perhaps kick my feet. It's terrible. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the books I've read on my Kindle this year. Oh, Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. I love hockey. I don't know if you guys knew this. It's an adorable hockey book. And I was reading this like in the ice rink, watching like teams play, and I was just like, this is adorable. Homebound by Meredith Trapp. I really like her. This is a cute like cowboy romance, and now I want more. Give me recommendations, please. I need book recommendations right now. Emma by Jane Austen. I had to do this for Honors English this year. I couldn't understand what she was saying. I had no clue what was going on. I didn't like it. I struggled on the project because I didn't even finish the book. I DNF'd it. Don't sue me for that. It's a 3-star. I read this book. Really? Really? People actually like this? I read it. I thought it was popular. Literally everyone, when they saw me reading to school, they were like, oh my god, let me read that, let me read that. The third page, they're already going at it? Already falling in love? Like, girl. Ew. Ew. Like, this was way too fast paced. And she just ends up pregnant at the end. Like, they're still in college. Like, books I'm going to read this year. Let's get on to that. I picked this book up, and I know it's going to be good. I'm very excited to read this series. I'm so excited. I just already know it's good. Is it the Flawless series? I don't actually know if it's called the Flawless series. Definitely reading that one this year. Another book I DNF'd was Crave. I didn't like it. That's all I have to say. You can sue me all you want. Obviously, if you looked at my book cart, I am going to be reading the rest of the Sarah J. Maas books. Oh dear God, pray for me. That is the Throne of Glass series, which you read first, I heard. I was like, you're actually supposed to read Throne of Glass before ACOTAR, but I didn't know that, because ACOTAR launched me into Sarah J. Maas world. Once you get into the Sarah J. Maas world, you can't get out. I think about Resand at least once a day. Probably more than that. If you know, you know. So I'm going to read the Throne of Glass series first, which is, it's an 8-series book series. Isn't that wonderful? I'm gonna struggle. And then the Crescent City Sarah J. Maas series, which is a 3-book series, but the books are like 900 pages each. So that's don't get me wrong, I can read really long books. Like, that's where I thrive. I thrived in 8th grade. Oh my god, I read like a 900-page book in 2 days. Like, good lord. I was cooking. And now I'm in high school and I'm stressed and I can't do it. I hate it. Let me go back. So I'm gonna try to read all of that, and then I need to finish the Shadow Me series. It's such a good series. It's such a good series. That's pretty much all the books I read. I think so. It seems like a lot less. I'm probably forgetting things. And I didn't tell you some of the books I read, but yeah, that's it. I really want to do videos more on books just because it's so fun to talk about, and I like the book community. Honestly, this is like nothing to do with high school, but like I claim this channel to be. This is just kind of my channel. So, love books. You need to read ACOTAR if you haven't. If you read ACOTAR, you know. You know. So that's been all the books I've read this year for 2024. It's 2025 now. That's not real. Every time I say that in my head, I go, that's not real. 2025? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So that's been it. All the books I read, I think I read like 27, I feel like. I don't remember. I'm too lazy to look at notes. Let me know, like, if you've read some of these books and you have a different opinion than I do. I love to hear it. I love arguing, but like in a healthy, rude way. Just like, well, I disagree with this because, I hope you enjoyed. I don't know how to do outros, I'm sorry. This has been all the books I've read this year. expect more of these because I just realized how fun this is to read books. So, bye, girl.